what's going on? Welcome to my channel. My name is Abhijeet. We have a special guest and my friend here today. I wanted to introduce to you guys Aleks. Aleks, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Aleks Real. I'm a realtor, real estate agent here in Southern California, and I basically help people move and help them buy, sell, or invest in properties. That's what I do. And I'm also, like, I guess you could say I'm a young hustler. Recently graduated.
Love it.
I would say a couple of years ago, graduated relatively recently, and yeah, just we're here back at our school, so I'm pretty excited to be here again.
First of all, let me just kind of run through the story of how Aleks and I met. I think it was probably biology or something like that 5-6 years ago, and we were taking classes together. We were both pre-med. I remember just sitting in those classes, taking those exams, thinking that this was like life. This was everything I was gonna do, and I had it all figured out. But that was far from the case. Yeah, I kind of want to touch on that and see how you got to this point, because from what I remember, you were on the path of going to something in the medical field as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
How'd you get here?
So basically, when I went to school, the reason why what I was doing was I was a pre-med major, right, with Abhijeet, and was pretty dedicated to it. And what happened was that I was doing really well, getting very good grades. And I was really dedicated. Like, I knew I was going to get into med school, and I knew I was going to become a doctor. However, what happened was that around end of 2014, 2015, like, all this information about entrepreneurship came out. It was actually, like, it's funny that Tai Lopez video.
Yeah.
I saw the Tai Lopez video, and I was like, dude, this guy's, after the 20th time me skipping on it, I was like, okay, let's see what this guy has to say, right? And totally changed my life. Totally changed my life. And I remember, like, nobody knew who this guy was, so I went to Ralph's, I bought like this $67 gift card just in case like he was a scam artist or something. Yeah, so what happened is I got that, totally changed my life. And after you've seen the truth, seen the light, it's like impossible to go back, right? After that point, like, something shifted in me that changed the course of my life forever, right? And at that point, I couldn't do medicine anymore. Like, it was impossible. Like, I was miserable. I tried doing it, and just the motivation just wasn't there anymore, because there's a better way to get what you want. So what happened with me is that I was wondering, like, man, I want to do entrepreneurship, I want to do business. So I'll keep this pretty brief, but I got into business doing, like, let's say, some e-commerce business, Amazon. Yeah. I'm sure you remember.
I remember that.
I was selling dog whistles, get that, dog whistles on Amazon. But yeah, my family didn't really like that. so I in a way, I went, like, financially bankrupt in a way. Basically, for those of you that don't know, you need money to buy new supplies from Amazon and just sell it. So I basically ran out of money, and after that, I kind of let my product go and kind of just ended from there, and was really unsure what I was going to do, right? I tried a bunch of different ventures after that, not knowing what was going to happen, really uncertain about the future. And eventually I was like, dude, what am I going to do, right? And I found out that I have a passion for sales, right? And just like persuasion, communication, just all that stuff. Like, I have a deep passion for that stuff. And on top of that, in addition to that, as I love real estate. I mean, everybody knows real estate's like a really great way to get wealthy. So I was like, dude, sales, real estate agent, it's like the perfect place to be. So here I am now, selling real estate.
I think that's a crazy, unique story. I can relate to that. I can totally relate to that. And ironically, I watched the Thai commercial as well.
Yeah.
And that's what really got me thinking. So now we know you've done, you're really into real estate, you're into sales, you figured this out.
Right.
Now the real work begins, because this is just the beginning. Like, you've just figured it out, and so now you have to really, get down and grind.
Yeah.
And as you're grinding, dude, I don't know about you, but at least me, I've messed up a lot. Like I've failed a lot, and I've had to learn.
Yeah.
Either that, or I learned from mentors or other people who failed. You know, someone had to have failed for you to learn that. Either you or someone else, right? What are some failures you've made?
Oh man, I've made countless failures. I fail forward, you know, because I'm one thing that I do is I take action, right? That's something I guess I'm kind of unique about, and I've said this before. It's like I'm not good at anything really. The only thing I'm really good at is work ethic and discipline. That's it. Like literally, that's it. And the thing is, like when you have those two things only, though, you can really get a lot of stuff done, right? So knowing that is whenever something happens, when I learn something, I usually implement it really fast. And when you implement something really fast, you usually do it in a way kind of wrong, right? So like for instance, with Instagram, you could say I kind of failed with Instagram when I first started doing it, right? First few posts sucked. You could say they still kind of suck, but they're way better than they were before. So I guess you could say that's a failure. With sales, in real estate, you could say my first few cold calls sucked and they were failures, right? I got rejected plenty of times, but I would say failure is important. I love failure because it's a learning opportunity, and it's essential to move to that next step, right? Because you need failure, because once you have failure, then you have a learning opportunity, right? However, there are ways to accelerate your learning. You don't have to go bankrupt to learn that you shouldn't go bankrupt, right?
Yeah.
So basically, I invest carelessly into my education, into building a skill set, and when it comes to that, I invested a lot of money into that, and that's why I've been able to accelerate my learning and really minimize the amount of major failures I've had. The reason why I'm so much better today than I was 6 months ago is that I made mistakes 6 months ago that now I learned from that. This is what you don't do, right? And it's whenever you have the failures from experience, you know personally it feels a lot heavier on you, and that's what you shouldn't do. So yeah, I've had plenty of failures. I fail all the time. It happens, and the thing is with failures, you gotta really have the mindset to not drive yourself crazy when it happens, because it's gonna happen inevitably. I know you talked about that in some of your videos before. Is that failure is inevitable. It's gonna happen. Learn your lessons from it.
I know, I 100% agree, and for me it's all about perspective. It's like figuring out, okay, even though I lost, there's always something you gain from it. So, you know, just that's something that I always keep in mind. Yeah, so just to end here, you know, I wanted to ask you about, you know, what kind of legacy do you want to leave?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. You know, it's not something that I really thought too much about when it comes to legacy, because I'm not at that point for some reason. It's kind of what I'm thinking, but I haven't really started thinking about, like, you know, dying and thinking what's going to happen after I die. But I heard I don't know who said this, so whoever said this, I'm giving you credit in some way, but I forgot who it was. But basically said that people don't really die, right? And what I mean by that is that people that have legacies, they live on forever, right? You think of Jesus Christ, you think of Martin Luther King, you think of Mahatma Gandhi, you think of Shakespeare, you think of Martin Luther, right? You think of all these people, they're still alive in memory, right? And if you think about it, when it comes down to it, if we think about their memories, right, in a way they are alive, their spirit's alive still, right? While everybody else in their era is forgotten. Nobody remembers who they are, right? Nobody remembers the common folk. So what I'm saying by that is that, legacy is important. You're right. And as far as that, I would say, what do I want to be remembered for? The legacy that I may want to build in the future is just really, you know, set a good example for people, right? Have a good reputation, have a good brand in a way. When I say brand, I don't mean like you know, Levi's or like TGI Fridays or something, like not like that kind of brand, but I mean be a living memory in a good way. And I would say my legacy I want to do is be able to positively influence people's lives, because I already feel like soon enough I'm going to start feeling that burden upon my shoulders to influence people in a positive way and really help them be a good example. I would say to be a good example, that would be the thing.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. I've definitely had that feeling on social media and just reaching out to people. For sure, man. It was good having you.
Of course, man.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and subscribe, like the video, comment.
Oh, also
add Aleks on social.
All my links are gonna be below.
Perfect. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Peace.